Protoplasm. We have already read that protoplasm is the substance which ultimately forms the cell. As it is mentioned in cell theory that cell is a small speck of nucleated protoplasm. It means the cell as a whole is made up of protoplasm along with the nucleus. So there are different types of constituents which are present in the protoplasm, and the ultimate structure of the cell is formed by the protoplasm. Okay. Now this term was coined by J.E. Purkinje. This is very important. J.E. Purkinje coined the term protoplasm. As I have told you earlier, the names of scientists and their contribution. This is very important in biology. So you must be very conscious about this fact. Second thing is that protoplasm doctrine. Means theory or facts related to protoplasm, which is very important, was proposed by Suze. He proposed protoplasm doctrine. Okay. Suze. He proposed protoplasm doctrine. What does this include? This includes that all living cells are made up of living substance called protoplasm. This is called protoplasm doctrine. All living cells are made up of living substance called protoplasm. So Suze was the person who introduced protoplasm as the living substance. It means it is a substance which has life. Okay. And what is life? Life is anything which can exist independently and is capable of perpetuation, means capable of division. So Suze was the person who introduced protoplasm as the living substance. He introduced that all living cells are made up of living substance called protoplasm, and this statement is called protoplasm doctrine. Okay. So this is very important. It is also asked in exam, what do you mean by protoplasm doctrine? This statement, which is all living cells are made up of living substance called protoplasm, this is called protoplasm doctrine, and it was proposed by Suze. Okay. Next is Huxley. He is another scientist. Huxley proposed that protoplasm is the physical basis of life. This is again very important statement. Generally it is asked in exam that who proposed that protoplasm is the physical basis of life. So your answer is Huxley. Huxley proposed that protoplasm is the physical basis of life. So I have already told you three important facts. Who coined the term protoplasm? J.E. Purkinje coined the term protoplasm. Who gave protoplasm doctrine? Suze. Suze gave protoplasm doctrine. And what does this mean? It means that all living cells are made up of living substance called protoplasm. Who proposed that protoplasm is the physical basis of life? Huxley was the person who proposed this statement. Okay. Now, in cell theory, I have made this simple figure. This is cell membrane. Inside the cell membrane, you have protoplasm and a nucleus. This is a simplified view of cell. It is very simplified view actually. We are not showing here any type of organelles or different structures which are present in the cell. This is just a simple view. So let me mention, it is protoplasm and this is your nucleus. Now this protoplasm is actually divided into two parts, that is cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. So which part of protoplasm is called cytoplasm and which part is called nucleoplasm? Let me clarify it. Now here it is a cell and this is your nucleus. So the protoplasm is present throughout the volume of cell. Now this membrane is called cell membrane and the membrane of nucleus is called nuclear membrane. And this will decide which part will be called cytoplasm and which part will be called nucleoplasm. The part of protoplasm which is present inside the nucleus is called nucleoplasm. Means it is bounded by nuclear membrane. And the part of protoplasm which is bounded by two membranes, that is cell membrane and nuclear membrane, or we can say the part of protoplasm which is present between nuclear membrane and cell membrane. The part of protoplasm which is present between nuclear membrane and cell membrane is called cytoplasm. And these two are collectively called protoplasm. Okay. Now this cytoplasm is divided into two types or two parts, we can say: living substance and non-living substance. I will discuss about nucleoplasm later on when we will read about nucleus. Here I am just providing you a brief view about the concept of cytoplasm. Cytoplasm consists of two types of substance: living substance and non-living substance. These living substance are called cell organelles and non-living substance are called deutoplasmic or ergastic bodies. Okay, so the whole structure of cell is a mass of protoplasm bounded by cell membrane along with nucleus. Now protoplasm is divided into two parts, that is cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm is the part of protoplasm present inside the nucleus. Okay, and The part of protoplasm which is present between cell membrane and nuclear membrane is called cytoplasm. Okay na? Now cytoplasm has two types of substance, living substance and non-living substance. The living substance are called cell organelles and non-living substance are called deutoplasmic or ergastic bodies. Okay, either they are called deutoplasmic bodies or they are called ergastic bodies. Okay, now what are the compositions of protoplasm? Let me write here. I can write here composition of protoplasm. Composition of protoplasm. One thing which should be very clear is that since there are several reactions which are occurring all the time inside the cell, so the composition of protoplasm regularly changes. As for example, if you suppose that somebody is making something in the industry, okay, let us suppose a small scale industry, then some substance will be brought for the manufacture of substance, while the manufactured goods will be transported to the market. So the content of the industry will go on changing regularly. But if the industry is closed, in that situation the content will not change. So if the cell is living, that is if there is life, then the composition of protoplasm will regularly change. But if the cell is dead, then the contents of protoplasm, or we can say the chemical composition of protoplasm, will not change. Okay. Now what are the components which are present in the protoplasm? We can simply write carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, nucleic acids. Nucleic acids means DNA and RNA, enzymes, gases like O2, CO2, etc., fat, okay, and waste products like nitrogenous waste. If several chemical reactions are going inside the shell, then certainly some products, some harmful products will also be formed. That harmful products are called waste products. So these all are the composition of protoplasm. Now physical state of protoplasm. Physical state of protoplasm. Protoplasm is viscous. It means semi-solid. Neither it is like liquid nor it is like solid. Okay, it is in the form of colloidal substance, which is in between solid and liquid form. Okay, it is translucent, granular and opaque. Granular and viscous, sorry, not opaque, viscous. If you boil, it will become opaque. Now what is translucent? As for example, like paper. If I will put here a sheet of paper, then you will be able to see that someone is standing behind the paper, but you will not be very sure that who is behind the paper. This type of substance are called translucent substance. As for example, paper. Okay, so protoplasm is also translucent. Granular. there are many granules present in the protoplasm, like small particles. And viscous, it is not able to flow easily. It is like honey, viscous substance like honey, which is not a fluid which flows easily. Okay. Now there are two states in which protoplasm exists. Number one is solid state and number two is gel state. This is very important. You must know that protoplasm can exist in two forms, solid state or gel state. Sol is the form which is liquid like and gel is the form which is solid like, means more like solid. Sol is more like liquid. As I have told that the protoplasm has physical nature which is neither like solid nor like liquid. It is in between solid and liquid. So if it is more like liquid, then that is solid state. If it is more like solid, then it is gel state. Here, if it is more like liquid, molecules are able to move, and in gel state the molecules are not able to move, that is compact form. Okay. So I have mentioned two important things about protoplasm: composition and physical state. In composition, we have read that there are several substances present in the protoplasm like carbohydrate, protein, vitamins, gases, lipids, enzymes, etc. And their amount varies regularly. It is not constant because inside the cell several reactions are occurring all the time. Okay. In physical state, I have told you that protoplasm exists as translucent, granular and viscous mass. Okay. And it may exist in two forms, either in solid state or in gel state. Solid state is more like liquid, so the molecules are able to move easily. But in gel state, which is more like solid, the molecules are not able to move, so it is compact form of protoplasm. What happens if we boil the protoplasm? If we boil a protoplasm, as for example, if you are boiling a vegetable, then what happens? The protoplasm of the cell which are present in the particular parts of plant, that vegetable belongs to a part of plant, fruit. So what happens? The protoplasm changes to opaque state. Opaque state means like wood. You are not able to see what is behind the wood. That type of substance is called opaque substance. So it transforms from translucent to opaque form and changes to colloidal mass. Means you will, if you will observe inside the microscope, you will see that it is in the form of precipitate. Okay, curd like, coagulated. Okay. Now one more thing about protoplasm. What are the important functions? Functions of protoplasm. So we can mention it here. The first function of protoplasm is it is a site of all metabolic activities. All metabolic activities means all chemical reactions occur inside the protoplasm. Second, organisms are able to respond to the stimuli because of reactions in protoplasm. Okay. Now what is stimuli? Any external change in the environment which influences organism directly or indirectly is called stimulus, and the plural form is stimuli. So stimuli is different changes which occur in our surrounding. Now, how we are able to react according to the changing environment? As for example, if you are moving on the road, you will see that if suddenly rainfall starts, then most of the people will move toward the shade. And similarly, different animals moving on the parks or roads, they will also move towards the shade area. Why do they move? Because they react according to the changes in the environment. So this ability is due to chemical reactions occurring in our protoplasm. The most important function is cyclosis. This is very important. This is generally asked in exam. What do you mean by cyclosis? So it is streaming movement of protoplasm. Cyclosis is streaming movement of protoplasm. It enables even uniform distribution of substance in cell. Okay. Cyclosis is the streaming movement of protoplasm. And why is it important? Because it ensures uniform distribution of substance throughout the cell. As for example, if the content of cell are streaming like this, they are moving, then the contents will be distributed throughout the cell, so that all the parts of cell will get the nutrients and they will be able to participate in particular activity for which they are responsible. Okay. So this is all about protoplasm. What we have discussed: number one, who coined the term protoplasm? J.E. Purkinje. Who proposed protoplasm doctrine? Suze. What does this include? All living cells are made up of living substance called protoplasm. Who said that protoplasm is the physical basis of life? Huxley. Okay. Now, what is the division of protoplasm? Protoplasm is divided into two parts: cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm is the part of protoplasm present in the nucleus, and cytoplasm the part of protoplasm which is present between cell membrane and nuclear membrane. Okay. Now cytoplasm is also divided into two parts, that is living substance and non-living substance. All living substance of cytoplasm are called cell organelles, and all non-living substance are called deutoplasmic bodies or ergastic body. Next thing, composition of protoplasm. This is very easy: carbohydrate, protein, fat, lipid, vitamins, nucleic acid, enzymes, gases and waste product. These are the substances which are present in the protoplasm. Okay. And cell organelle is already included because it is a part of cytoplasm. And the composition gradually changes because inside the protoplasm, inside the cytoplasm, each and every activity is ultimately due to chemical reaction. So chemical reactions are occurring regularly inside the protoplasm. So the amount of carbohydrate, protein, lipid, nucleic acid, these all changes. Okay. What are the physical states in which protoplasm exists? There are two states, solid state and gel state. Sol is more like liquid, so the molecules are able to move. Gel state is more like solid, so the in this form the protoplasm is compact. Okay, now what are the important functions of protoplasm? I have mentioned three functions. Number one, it is a site of chemical reaction. Number two, all organisms are able to respond according to the stimuli only because of chemical reactions occurring in protoplasm. And third and most important function is cyclosis. What is this cyclosis? Cyclosis is the streaming movement of protoplasm, and this ensures the uniform distribution of substance throughout the cell. Okay, so I used to revise things, and this should be your habit. Whenever you read biology, you try to repeat the same facts 2 or 3 times, and then it will be like a story for you, and it will be very easier, and you will be able to score the highest marks in this subject. Okay, because this subject is not very hard subject. If you try to memorize, then it will become hard. If you try to understand, then it will become easy. Okay na? So this is all about protoplasm. One more thing, cell organelles. You might confuse about organs and organelles. So let me make this fact clear. Organs are multicellular structure. It means organs are formed when number of cells are collectively working together. As for example, heart is a organ, so it contains many cells. Lungs is a organ, it contains many cells. Okay, what are organelles? Organelles are part of cell. It means inside the cell. It is not even a one cell. Organ has many cells, but organelle is a part inside the cell. Okay, now this should be very clear. Organ has many cells which are working together for a particular function. As for example, heart. All the cells of heart are working to pump the blood. So heart is a organ. Organ is a multicellular structure in which all the cells are collectively working for a particular function. You may write this definition. Organ is a multicellular structure in which all cells are working together for a particular function. Organelle is a part of cell. Organelle is a part of cell having particular function. As for example, mitochondria, chloroplast, lysosomes, these are cell organelles. These are structures or part which are present inside the cell. Okay, so organelle is mini, or we can say little organ. It is the organ of cell. It means the state of organelle is same as the state of organelle in the cell is same as the state of organ in the body. It means body is so large and it is consist of many organs. In the same way, cell is the structure and it consists of many cell organelles. So many cell organelles form the cell and many cells form the organ. This is the concept of organ and organelle. Okay, so you must be clear about the fact. Okay, so this is all about protoplasm.